Former President Trump today demanding that CBS News release a full transcript of Vice President Harris's interview with 60 Minutes, as the network defends airing two seemingly different answers from Harris responding to a question about Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Here are the two different answers, one that was played in a tease, and then one that was played in the 60 Minutes actual segment. So you can see, you're going to hear the same question twice. Watch.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
You see the difference there. So in a statement, CBS said in part, 60 Minutes gave an excerpt of our interview to Face the Nation that used a longer section of our answer than we used on 60 Minutes. Same question, same answer, but different portion of the response. Joining me now, Howard Kurtz, MediaBuzz host. Howie, great to have you with us. Great show yesterday, as always, on MediaBuzz. Untangle what CBS is up to here.
This is a pathetic response by 60 Minutes after a week of silence. It basically says, yeah, we did it, so what? And, you know, they talk about making Kamala Harris sound more succinct. In other words, making her look better by switching up the answers, as you just saw. You can't have a different part of an answer to the same question. It's blatantly unethical. And if someone on my staff did that, they'd be looking for a new job. The simplest thing would be to post the transcript. And if they thought that this was going to exonerate them, they would post a transcript. I think they're hiding something, and they're afraid to do that.
I think you're so right about that, because so often, Howie, 60 Minutes will say, oh, you know, go to 60 Minutes Extra, and you can see the entire thing. But they never did that, did they?
Absolutely not, and they're refusing to do it, and it's impossible to imagine that if it helped their case, we wouldn't have seen this transcript days ago.
Yeah, and one of the issues with the vice president and the way she speaks is what people often refer to as word salad, right? So by extracting that part, you are also taking away from some of the editorial interest in her response, no?
Yeah, I mean, I'm almost speechless because 60 Minutes, 50 years was sort of the gold standard of news magazine reporting, and they've really created this mess for themselves, and this statement doesn't make it any better. Now, when I talked to former President Trump over the weekend, he says, he wants CBS off the air, he wants to yank the license. I don't necessarily agree with that. You're making an awful lot of people pay the price with nothing to do with 60 Minutes, but at the same time, CBS's damage control here is just making it more damaging.
Yeah, indeed. And I would encourage everybody to tune in and listen to his answer on The Enemy Within as well, which I thought was very interesting. It was a very in-depth interview. Howie, thank you.
Naming Pelosi and Adam Schiff, of course, as you well know.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. So we make those available so everybody can see them. Howie, thank you very much.
Good to see you, Martha.
Always great to see you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.